Welcome back to K&L Farms. I'm Ken. I hope this video finds you well. And I had this propane heater. It's a ventless propane heater in my garage workshop area, and I thought it was good utilization, and I had another video on it where it was working pretty good when I first got it in the garage, got it set up, got the tank on it. But now it's not working so well. Now it's not proficient at heating the garage, because I'm going to show you here in just a minute. I'll try and get it lit and I'll show you what it does, and then I'll go over the repairs that I'm attempting to make, and with keeping in mind that, yeah, I probably should just take it to the dump and throw it away, but I think it's a good fit for the garage area, and I think I could still make it work, but I don't know that yet. I haven't concluded that yet. So let me get it started. Okay, I'm hoping you can see that. You see the pilot going. The pilot light is on. I got the pilot light lit. I'm going to turn it on, and then it's approximately about 5 minutes. I don't know why. I think I don't know if it's a heat. I'm not sure what shuts it off. But once I get it going, you'll see here in a little bit. And I don't know if it gets a temp. I don't know if it's temperature type situation, but it'll go. You can hear a valve click off, and then the flame will go out. So let me see if I can get it started. Okay, now it's started and it's going. Now remember, I pulled the logs out of it. Normally it would have logs in it, but I pulled the logs out of it, and it heats up a little bit, and then it normally shuts off. And I am not by any means a tech on gas stoves, ventless gas stoves, any gas application or appliance. But what I did was, in lieu of just taking it to the garbage, is I asked a guy. I know a guy. He's got 20 years experience with a big name company, and that's all he did for a living. He did 20 years of gas. So what I'm going to have to do, because I'm showing this just for application or video purposes, is I'm going to have to let it cool back off and then make the change. But he said, hey, more than likely it's the pilot light, which I can see the pilot light. I can take the pilot light out of there. He said, take the pilot light out of there, clean it, put it back in, and see if that resolves your issue. He said 9 times out of 10, it's the pilot light. Now, it's not the igniter, I don't think, but he said the pilot light. So we're going to work on that here in just a little bit. I'm going to make one more attempt to make this work in lieu of just throwing the whole thing away. And I'm hoping you can hear that when that shuts off. Okay, so I thought to myself before I got started, or actually got to try and disassemble some of that, and in the process of disassembling that pilot light, I take some of these logs out. I don't know what these logs actually do. They're heavy. They're heavier. It's not a real log. It's a ceramic log, but I'm not sure if that does heat purpose or not. But what I was doing is I thought, okay, I'll start that stove up, and I had to get the ceramic logs, fake logs, out of the way, enough to get to the pilot light. So I started it up, and got it going, and I thought, well, I'll go outside. I had other chores to do. Go outside and get started on other chores. In my case, it was actually plowing the driveway, but other chores, and I'll come back, and if it's clicked back off again, then. Okay, so I started the video yesterday saying that this stove was malfunctioning, which it was, and I was destined to take out that pilot light, or unthread that pilot light, clean it out, and put it back in. That was the start of the video. That was yesterday. So what I did was I pulled just the cover. This is the cover for the front of it, and then I pulled a couple of these logs out of here. I'm not 100% sure what these logs actually do. I don't know if they actually help with the thermal or not, but I pulled the logs out in order to get that pilot light out of there, because that's where I thought the problem lied, and because it wouldn't function correctly. It would actually run for about 5 minutes. You'd hear a valve shut off, click off, and then the gas would stop, and then the heater wouldn't work. So I took that off, took that out, and then I went to start it. I started it up just to make sure, because I needed access to get to that pilot light, and the dang thing worked. So then I went to, well, I'm not going to take it apart if it's actually working, and it's been running. I think I started it this morning maybe around 6 o'clock. That'd be 6 a.m. And it's been running, now it's probably closer to probably 10 o'clock. But it's been running, so there's no reason to actually take it apart if it's working. So I'm going to take you over and I'll show you some of the updates in the wood shop here in just a minute, a little bit. But I will try and probably put this, I don't think, excuse me, I don't think I'm going to put the logs back in. If the logs were the problem, that it doesn't work. Now, I might try and put some in after it cools off, of course. I might try and put some in the back. And I think it was the ones in the front. They're actually logs go in the front. And I might show you an image of that. But I don't know what it was doing with the logs or that screen, but now it's working. Seems to be working perfectly. I didn't take the one in the back off. I might put some more on there, more back in there, just to see if it actually creates more heat with the logs in than it doesn't. But let me spin you around here in a little bit and I'll show you some updates in the wood shop. Okay, you're in the wood shop now. The wood shop exists. When I first built this building, this garage is 30 by 30 and 12 by 12 area was designated for the wood shop area, and it's taken us years to get to this point, which we're pretty proud of, the fact that we've got a wood shop area now, a woodworking area now. And last video, or one of the last videos, was putting this area wasn't complete, putting this OSB on, and then adding the French cleats from that area over the workbench, which I've themed the workbench before, over through this corner. Still working on a new drill press. I'm not sure I like this one, but we got it reasonable. But putting these cleats on, and then they're just expanding the area out. I'll theme this tool organizer down the Amazon account if you'd like to go take a look at it. And so that was part of what we did. And then we got a vacuum. It's a fairly expensive one, but the vacuum designed to hook to the applications because we don't want a lot of dust in the air with the open flame from the ventless gas stove. So that's where we've gone so far. Now what I need to do, we actually moved this shelving area, which isn't very organized right now because we're still in construction, to the right so that I could actually put a couple pieces. I need a couple pieces of OSB. Now I have the insulation on already and I have the Vari-Vapor on, but we need some OSB in this corner a little bit. And then that stove is supposed to come and move behind here. It'd be from this end to, I don't know if you can see it on frame, to the door.